Boys and girls, welcome to Club Evil. I'm Evil Dick.
Evil Dick! Evil.
You're a devil in disguise is what you are. You're burning me on purpose.
That's what I'm saying.
So what?
Why do they think that God gives a crap about what goes on in that house? And why do they think that he's going to part the Red Sea for them to the Promised Land? Didn't you watch last season? What they didn't show last season was me in the diary room praying to my God, Fred.
Like young, tiny, small spaces. Evil Dick. These little gooey telltale.
Are you taking the cameras off of me?
Evil Dick.
And welcome back to RTV Zone, the Dick and Night Show, where tonight we have Portia, who's sitting at a coffee shop in a very busy intersection.
Sorry about that.
So she's muting and unmuting herself so we don't hear the bumps hitting on her as they walk by on the street there. And we have the lovely and talented Janelle joining us today.
Hey, guys.
As well. And Janelle wanted to, I always say it's funny, Janelle wanted to plug her show, your website. So go.
My website.
And we'll do it again before we leave.
Okay, if you guys are interested in all the Mary Kay that I talked about on the show and on the feeds, please go to www.marykay.com/Janelle DeSanto, and I will respond to your emails and requests for samples, cosmetics, and all your skincare needs. Thank you.
Right on. And what you can also do is, since I'm charging, I have a lot less viewers than I did last year, but if you want to put it in a tweet, and include me in the tweet, I will retweet it to my followers, my 80,000 asshole followers. No. Most of them are very cool. I only block a small percentage of them every day. I think I'm at about 10,000 people blocked. I must block 50 people a day on Twitter. I'm not lying. Portia's agreeing with this, I'm assuming.
I do, and I tweeted it during the show too, Janelle. Okay, I will definitely tweet that tonight.
So right on. What the hell was? Oh, I was going to say, do we have confirmation with we have confirmation with Janelle and myself?
Yes.
Do we have confirmation with Portia?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Okay, so you're looking at the terrible threesome that is going to be up in Winnipeg on September 6th. I'm really excited about it. This is going to be a fun appearance. At the ranch, wherever the hell the ranch is. And you have to check Energy 106, which is the sponsor. Check Energy 106's website for, I know that they're giving out tickets because there's been such a huge demand to come and see us up in Winnipeg, that they're only giving out a certain number of tickets to come and see us. So if the demand is overwhelming,
it's going to be a really, really fun time.
Yeah, it is
really fun time. I haven't partied with Janelle in a while. Oh my God! Yeah, we haven't partied together in so long because I've been pregnant. Yeah, since right before you got pregnant. Oh yeah, like the week before I got pregnant. Yeah.
And I haven't partied with Portia since 3 weeks ago in Orlando.
It was longer than that, but yeah. 3 weeks ago?
Okay, a month ago.
Oh, hold on, there's a buzz. Hold on, I gotta
mute. Sorry, I've had a cold. I have a cough, and I just rolled out of bed here because I've been sick. Having trouble sleeping. Anyhow, wow, look at that big fat lady going in the coffee shop behind Portia.
It's an ice cream shop, actually.
An ice cream shop. Oh, so it has been an interesting week of Big Brother. I'm sure Janelle's very happy right now.
I'm ecstatic. It's just been the best.
I can't even imagine. It has to be like a little bit of vindication for you with Boogie's ass up on the block. We'll catch everybody up. I'm sure that most of my viewers, I do spoilers, so oh well. And what's going on in the feeds right now is Shane's HOH. He put up Frank and Boogie, and Frank won the POV. Imagine that. The whole season has been gone between. This should just get everybody else out and put Frank and Shane in there and let them battle it out. But Frank won the POV, took himself off the block, and they put Jen, the lesbian piece of wallpaper, up on the block, who's been freaking out. Have you been watching the feeds?
Yes, she's so annoying.
She's losing her shit. Not only am I on my period, but now I'm on the block. And she's just going off. And I'm sitting there going, and she's in the pool while she's saying this. Ooh.
Ew. Yeah, God forbid she'd actually play the game. Ugh.
Exactly. I mean, what does she have to do? She's won $1,000. She got a trip to Maui, and what else?
She's never been nominated. She's never been a have-not. She's been a piece of furniture the entire season.
She's got as much airtime as I've gotten on this season during the commercials in the beginning of the season, and I haven't even been on this season. And I'm not lying. Every time I say Jen, everybody responds online with, "Who's Jen?" That's like the joke.
People are calling her Joan. They don't even know her name. People were like, "Oh, Joan's on the block."
I was in the beginning of the season. I was excited about this girl. Because, and of course I had every motherfucker going, "Oh, did you see that there's a female evil dick in the house?" Because she has black and red hair.
Yeah, right.
Ooh, yes. But she was in this band, Kitty. That was a pretty well-known rock band. I mean, I've heard their music, and I had high expectations for Jen. What a complete disappointment, along with this whole season. So
I'm not impressed with her gameplay. But...
Oh, Portia's going to say something.
I was thinking about it, but decided not to. I decided to go back on mute and just look good.
Oh, okay. In case you haven't caught up with this yet, Portia's at an ice cream parlor, ice cream shop somewhere, in a very busy intersection. So she's muting and unmuting, and just she's being very good window dressing, I guess, right now. But so when you do hear the music come on, she's actually going to say something, so we all stop. So we're talking about Jen going up on the block. She's just a pawn, and she's such an idiot. She doesn't even realize she is a pawn or what a pawn is. And shouldn't Boogie be taking advantage of this? If Boogie's the player that all of these assholes online were telling me that he was when he put the bug in what's her name? The crazy one, Danielle's ear, to get you out, Janelle. If he's such this player, shouldn't he be able to get himself not off the block, but shouldn't he be able to survive this week against Jen, who's kind of losing her shit being on the block?
You would think he would be able to. But remember when Julie Chen asked me in my eviction interview if I thought Mike Boogie had what it takes to win, and I told her no, he does not. I just love it.
You also called him a douchebag.
Yeah, I did. And I said, "Screw you, Mike Boogie. I hope you lose."
And it was pretty awesome. Oh, and Will apologized to you too, by the way, last week.
What?
After he got out. Will did a little to you, Janelle.
When?
On the interview that me and Rachel did with him.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Okay, let's touch on Will for a moment. What a fucking... Here's another douchebag. Really, here's another idiot douchebag that did nothing but talk shit behind your back. When the fact of the matter is... The fact of the matter is this. You were never going after him. You would have never targeted him. And him and a couple of the other ones, are going after you, talking all of this shit. Ashley is another one.
Yeah.
And Brittany is another one, for sure. That they're talking all of this shit, but yet they're so fucking stupid and don't know how to play this game that they don't realize that you leave these people in, even if they didn't like you, you leave them in because they're not coming after you.
Right. Yeah. They're just not good players. Like, I read some of his interviews, and his interviews were like, oh, Janelle was so hated in the house. I was not mean to one single person in that freaking house, ever. I never talked shit about anyone. I never freaking called Danielle fat. I never said anything about Ashley, ever. What would I have said bad about her? But they spread these lies about me, and they told Ashley that I was trying to get her evicted when she was on the block next to Joe, and that's not true.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of this moment right now and say Danielle is fat. And I hope that she ends up watching this and like really has some self-esteem problems because of this afterwards. So,
I mean, I never said she was fat, but she kind of is. I mean, I'm not, like, I never went around the house. It was JoJo that said it. I never said one thing about her body. But aside from that, whatever. They're just all crazy. I don't understand why Will hates me so much.
He's a bitch, that's why. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, he's jealous. You wore that thigh bracelet than him. Exactly what it was.
I have way better hair. If I don't have extensions, he does.
Oh my god.
He does? I didn't know.
Oh my god, you didn't know that?
Yeah, he's mad that my hair is real and he has to have extensions. That's probably what he's pissed about.
Totally.
When I was in Florida, I spent a day over at Epcot, and Todd and Spencer. Do you guys know Todd and Spencer from Survivor? Todd, who won China, and his boyfriend Spencer, who Tocantins, or I don't remember what season he was on. Well, I love both of those guys. They're awesome. And Spencer was like, that's extensions, and it's a really bad haircut on top of it. So I've been calling it a wig ever since. And the motherfucker picks at it like he has fleas. Anyhow, not a big Will fan.
Sometimes there would be actual pieces. I found a hair extension on the floor with attached, and I was like, hey, look, guys, and it was like this long. It was like outside in the backyard. His hair extensions were falling out.
Jamaica just brought hers in a bag in my season.
I know.
The black religious one. She had a bag and had the extensions inside. It's like, oh wow, really?
Whatever.
Okay, let's go to let's kind of catch up. Let's talk about the same competition that they've done in probably like 4 seasons, including season 8, when they introduced this competition with the fish bowl.
The counting competition, right?
No, the fish bowl competition.
Oh, the fish bowl. Okay, yeah.
When you're on a slippery surface, they each have their lane, and can we talk about and just really make fun of Ashley? Right off the bat.
Oh gosh. She sucks.
Oh my.
She is pretty bad at that one.
She's pretty bad at all of them. She's bad at all of them, but this was just a joke. She's literally crawling. She's walking like she has the worst case of hemorrhoids that I've ever seen anybody. Did anybody even want to win this competition?
Well, actually, that's the one I hurt my back on last year, and Jeff just killed everyone. Same as Shane. They don't show it because the strong guy just dominates that entire competition.
Yeah.
Well, and in my season,
Zach won it, right?
Yeah, Zach won it by 2 full laps, I think. I was so pissed off because I was so close. Danielle had no chance. Jessica sat out. Who else was in that? I don't remember. There was no one had any chance whatsoever. It was a competition between me and Zach from start to finish. How do you like the fact that at least half of the house didn't even go for the HOH? They were going for safety, along with Brittany. I mean, this is the type of competitors that we have this season. We have half the house, at least half the house, if not more than half the house. Oh, we lost Portia.
And my baby's up.
Oh, you want to take a time out and come back?
Do you mind? I'm going to go grab her. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hi. Oh, where'd she go?
She's going to grab her baby. Yeah.
Oh.
And we're back. Here's a little clip there. And we're introducing the next Big Brother house guest in Big Brother, 40?
32, right?
Oh, 32, okay. Now, half of the audience is going to be looking at your boobs, and the other half is going to be looking at your daughter. So
that's fine. Whatever.
Look at what a good baby she is.
She's pretty good.
And she's really cute,
a really
too.
fast crawler. Thank you.
Oh, a really fast crawler. Yeah, that's how my son was when he was in trouble. I'd go, hey, and then he'd just like make a left-hand turn and be off.
Yeah, that's how she is. She's pretty quick.
So I think that I introduced the fathers and daughters. So are you going to be? You'll be down for it in another 15 years, huh?
Yeah.
More like 20.
Definitely. 20 years, yeah.
Yeah, we'll bring Janelle back and her daughter. But at least you
I don't
guys
think
will
I'll
be
come
talking.
back in 20 years.
Look, you're laughing. Hell, I'm going to be 50 years old next summer.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just so hard to compete the older you get. Like, that freaking endurance comp I did was so hard.
Well, you just had a baby, too.
Yeah.
You know, that could have had something to do with it. Plus, that endurance competition is made for the littlest, or, one of the littlest people, lightest people to win, because Brittany was up last, and I called this weeks before they even put this endurance competition in.
Yeah.
If you go back to last season, look at who was up there.
Oh, me too. I said the same thing.
Yeah.
I said it's going to be one of those weight things.
Yeah. Kalia was up there with Danielle. Danielle ended up winning. And going back to season 12, where, Matt Hoffman got all pissed off at me online because I said, Matt Hoffman won because he's built like a girl. He's built like a girl with a penis is what I said. The guy weighs like 80 pounds and is like 5'6".
Yeah. I know he's super short, right?
Yeah.
The competition was... It doesn't help to be tall because the bars to hold on to, like, everyone could just kind of chill if they were like Brittany's only 5 foot, she's like 5 foot. I'm 5'9", so it was difficult for me. Really difficult. Yeah.
Oh, I'll put you unmuted just to get it down.
By the way, check this out.
So, yeah, those competitions are made for those. Is that it? Okay, what we were talking about before we took a little break and you went and got Violet was how all of these motherfuckers this season are just there to play it safe. Nobody's and this
they don't want to make a move.
Yeah, this is not just for this competition. This is kind of the epitome of this entire season, where you even had that. Sorry, I'm not a fan of Dan's gameplay, where he's like, he'll go in the diary room and go, I threw that competition, just like the one that we're talking about with the pirate ship.
Yeah.
With the pirate ship, where he's up there for 2 hours struggling, wiggling around back and forth, and then he goes into the diary room and goes, oh yeah, I had no intention of winning that. I was just throwing that competition. And I'm sitting there going, you lying motherfucker.
He's really not that athletic.
You think he would be being, a football coach who's out on the field all the time with his players?
He's not, though.
He doesn't look that athletic,
Well, I think what
he never
I think what,
did a lot of stuff.
well, I think what throws everybody off too is he wears that very athletic-looking headband that really just gives the impression that he's really athletic. You know, this is going back to. It kind of reminds me of Richard Simmons. Working out to the oldies, or John McEnroe.
I think you're thinking about Frank. I think you're thinking about Frank.
No, yeah, Frank as well.
He has much more for the rhythm and
Yeah, I guess Dan is more into the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off, but he's usually doing that with his penis waxing on and waxing off. People keep asking me why I hate Dan so much. And it's not that I don't hate Dan. Let me take care of this right now. I don't hate Dan. I just am not a fan of his game. That's all.
I mean, I like Dan as a person. He's actually a really nice guy. The thing I like about Dan is he doesn't make things personal, like a lot of people in the house do. So I have no problem with Dan, really. Play with either choice.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of his game. He tries to be too much like Dr. Will. He's coined his game after Dr. Will. He thinks he's Dr. Will. How disappointed. I think that, Dan had a man crush on Boogie wanting to be Chilltown 2.0.
Yeah.
I think that when he was in the house with Boogie, he really wanted to be the Dr. Will to Boogie's Boogie.
Well, he's like a poor man's Dr. Will,
Yes. And he wanted to be the one that was sitting in the diary rooms with Boogie going, and then what?
Stupid.
And falling off the couch and stuff. And all of that shit. And when he really saw that he wasn't, and it really hit home with him last week when Frank confessed to him and said that he was considering backdooring him. And that's when everything turned for Dan. And Dan's like, fuck these guys. They're just waiting to cut me loose. I got to do something here. So go ahead, Portia. We're waiting. Is there a bus going by?
Nothing, so I don't have to say anything.
Oh, okay.
This is horrible. I'm sorry. It's horrible. You guys can carry on a good conversation. I don't have to hang around so long.
But you can nod and stuff.
Okay.
You look really good.
Thanks. I'm sorry.
No, be careful.
I told Portia that Portia's like this huge basketball fan. My suspicions is that she just wants to marry a basketball player. She really doesn't give a fuck about the game.
Probably, no.
Hey, that's not true. I like the game too. I like the game.
So I told her that when I have Jeannie Buss on, you met Jeannie, right, Janelle? No?
Who's Jeannie?
Jeannie's Jerry Buss is the owner of the Lakers. Jeannie is his daughter, who's like one of the, she's an executive with the club. She's cool as shit. Huge Big Brother fan. So I told Portia when I have Jeannie on, she's going to be a celebrity recapper with me, that I would have Portia on as well. So.
Oh.
What did you think about Jeff's interviewing skills?
When I did his show?
Yeah.
Or when he interviewed Julie?
Oh, he interviewed Julie? I thought you were stuck in him. That was just a promotion thing to let people know that he actually is doing something on CBS.com, because nobody was going there. And ratings for Big Brother have been in the shitter, so they brought Jeff back.
Yeah.
And it garnered them the best ratings of the season yet so far, which still isn't very good. It was like 6.5 million where Big Brother's normally in the 7 and 8 millions.
I think this is probably one of the worst seasons, if not the worst. It could get, I mean, this week has been good. I like this week. Last week was so predictable.
You like this week because Boogie's going to be going home.
Yeah, but as far as the whole season, goes, like take me out of the equation. If I hadn't played in it before, I really wouldn't be that invested in this season as a viewer.
No, and I've been very vocal about how much I dislike this season, how much the fake coaching twist really just kind of pissed me off, and how I thought it was really unfair to the people that, I mean, I look at it this way. And I always look at it this way. It took me 3 seasons to get on Big Brother. Okay, It took me 3 years, not 3 seasons, because 3 seasons is 2 years. Okay, because you have, but I was a finalist in 5, went all the way to the very end. Then that was 1 year till season 6 when I was a finalist, went all the way to the end. Then I had to sit out because of All Stars. And not even audition or anything. And then I had to go through the bullshit again for a 3rd time, which is, people don't understand, it's a lot of fucking paperwork. You have to do it all over again.
It's so annoying. You have to take a huge 500-question test, a personality test, a psych test.
Yeah.
It's very annoying.
You're gone for like a week anyway.
It's a pain in the goddamn ass, all that paperwork and everything else. They want to know every place that you've ever worked, everybody that you've ever fucked, and, going down the line. And it's just ridiculous. So, it took me 3 years to get on the show, and I look at it like, if I was waiting 3 years and trying to get on this show for 3 years, then they bring in, I don't know, say 3 All-Stars and some random person and give them a month pass. I would be fucking pissed off as hell. You guys laughing, but you know it's true because you guys were 3 All-Stars and Brittany had no business being there.
Yeah, I mean, you should have been there, seriously. It just sucks.
Well, there's other people, too. Danielle Reyes would have been a very good choice.
Yeah, right? But I think they were thinking we had already put, like, if, Danielle, come here, hon. We had already played together 3 times, one time in All-Stars. How fair would that be, Well,
it was kind of weird that they brought you and Boogie in, that you two have a pass together, and it wasn't like a little tiff kind of a thing. It was like a big fucking deal where you guys, like, you don't like each other, period.
Right.
It's like really weird that they would bring in Brittany, who's just no idea, just and then Dan comes in there, with no preconceived anything except for wanting to be Boogie's Dr. Will, and then they bring you two in who have a pass together. It's just really the whole. I'm just not a fan of this season.
Yeah, me either.
So they should have gave you some with. That's not right.
What? They shouldn't have put my enemy in there. They shouldn't have put my enemy in there either. That kind of sucks for me and Boogie because Dan and Brittany didn't have a history.
Yeah.
They had no problem working together,
Really shitty casting, to be honest with you. I was the producer, but it was not good casting. So I have a side question. Do you dress Violet only in Violet?
No, I have tons of different clothes for her. I do put her in a lot of purple and pink, though.
So this is just coincidence today.
Oh, yeah, she's just wearing a purple top. She has some cool denim jeggings on, though, which are jean leggings.
Oh, jean leggings. Yeah. Jeggings?
Yeah, they're called jeggings.
Yeah, that's funny. I'm like, we'll talk about She's definitely going to be the most stylish baby, that's for sure.
It's definitely the big deal in the baby world.
Yes, this I can definitely see, and I can definitely know.
What does it say? Does it say I love Juicy?
It says I love Juicy on it.
Everything that baby owns is Juicy. I love her. Hi, Violet.
Your Auntie Portia is there?
Sorry, honey.
Auntie Porsche. She didn't see it. What's up?
The flip up was so cute, like seeing her all wrapped up in it. So cute. She's getting so big.
I know.
Don't they all do. Just hope yours doesn't turn out to be a pain in the ass like mine does. Or like mine is. No, I got into it with Danielle. People are like, why do you talk about your daughter publicly? Well, because my whole relationship with my daughter's public, you jackass. So I sent Danielle a text message saying, happy birthday. I hope one day that we can get this behind us and be friends. And she just like, if you weren't such a horrible person and a shitty father and blah, 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 and all this. And I was just like, oh, yeah, okay, great. Well, have a nice life. Fuck off. Whatever. So, anyhow. Happy birthday, Danielle.
Happy birthday, Danny D.
Happy birthday, Danielle.
Getting out there and doing my own thing.
Anyhow, how bad did Boogie fuck Frank by going for the 10 grand and being a greedy bastard,
know.
as opposed to going for the HOH where he can keep the other person, not just himself, safe, but the person that's in his alliance that's been on the block 100 times safe. He has no respect, no care, no nothing. I mean, how would you feel about somebody that was in your alliance that did that? Really, Janelle,
I would be freaking pissed. They would no longer be in my alliance. I'd be so pissed off because I know that I would be going on the block. I'm surprised that Frank isn't more pissed off at Boogie, actually.
It's like Frank is playing for both of them, and Boogie's playing alone for himself.
Yeah.
Trying to gather. He's trying to do this thing that Chilltown did in All Stars, where they can gather up all the money and get away with it, and nobody cares. But this isn't them in a little grave where nobody can see them pushing the button, and they can blame it on Marcellus. This is Boogie blatantly just being a douchebag.
The gig's up for them. I mean, seriously, being a Chilltown member and doing all this shady stuff, it's like, and luckily I did a pretty good job with my smear campaign the first week, and I let everyone know what he would be up to. So.
Do you think that was kind of part of your downfall, though, was like being a little too heavy-handed on the Boogie hate instead of like trying to play it?
Well, maybe, yes, but it definitely made him a target this week, I think. He was always a target. Is James Ryan on?
That's me.
There he is.
Hi, James.
Hello, boy.
Look at the two beautiful blondes.
Just so you understand, Portia is working the corner in Santa Monica.
No shit. How much?
Yeah. It's on Sunset, actually. Just get the location.
Sorry. She's at Sunset Plaza.
Paying for the new internet. I'm on mute most of the time.
Are you downstairs from Boogie's restaurant that he can't get going to save his life? The one that was called Ketchup. I believe James Ryan, did you work there at Ketchup?
Hell no. I worked at Le Jus in Geisha House. But it was Ketchup, and then it was Lemon Zest on that reality show or whatever.
Lemon Basket. That was from
Lemon
Famous
Basket.
Food. The restaurant was closed before the show even aired. I mean,
I went to a launch party.
It didn't last at all. I thought that the show was okay. Did you watch the show, James?
Hell, I don't watch reality television, sir. Just Big Brother.
I didn't think it was that bad. I actually thought that it had, it had a chance, but they pitted it up against Big Brother on a weeknight. It was a shitty night or a Sunday or something. They didn't promote it, and it got absolutely horrific ratings. I mean, the ratings were even worse than Glass House. Did you guys?
I tried watching 2 episodes of it, and it was fucking horrible. Not Glass House.
Pretty bad.
It was
the
pretty
Famous
bad.
Food?
Whatever the show was. I just turned it on. Like, one time I saw it in the gym, and I was like, what the fuck is Boogie doing on TV? And I'm like, oh. So I texted him. He's like, yeah, we're having a launch party for it. Come out. And I was like, all right, why not? Went out there. It was fun. The party was fun, but the show was fucking abysmal.
I didn't think it was that bad. It was just they put a bunch of reality stars together, vying to be a partner with Boogie and Lonnie.
Yeah.
You know, so and are these guys in financial trouble? Do you have any idea?
I mean, clearly they're going after 10 G's. It's only 7,000 after taxes. Why? What does he need 7 G's for?
That was just fucking the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I'm like, and for a veteran to do something like that, and I should say this for the show, it's like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh, it's already recorded? Oh,
yeah,
I'm like,
we're in, man.
My bad, motherfuckers. I got to go to a charity event by 6, so I only have an hour. But yeah, I'm just like, are you kidding me? There's never any safety in that house, and to have that type of arrogance, it was stunning. And you know what? If he goes home this week, he deserves to go home for it. And if he stays, he's pulled off one hell of a fucking move. So
yeah,
you know that what I've been saying.
Is that Violet?
One thing.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh. I thought Dick had someone chained up in the background. They were trying to escape.
No, I have gas. What we were talking about with this is there's two different things with this whole thing with Boogie. The thing that bothered me is if I was working with him in the house, if I was Frank, and Boogie did that, not trying to get HOH. I mean, exactly. Because Frank has been on the block every fucking week. Frank would have been the greatest blindside since season 8 had the producers not pulled the plug on that eviction that night.
Right.
And, you think that Boogie would go, hey, my partner could be in some trouble here. Maybe I actually should go for the HOH and not the fucking shitty 10 grand.
Nope.
So,
bad move on Boogie's part. Really bad move.
Makes
but
no
you know
sense.
what? I've said this before and I'll say it again. I told Dan when I was in the house with Dan, Boogie is nothing without Will. Will makes Chilltown. It's, you know what I mean?
Will is Chilltown.
Yeah, exactly.
And see, I didn't necessarily agree with that until watching this season.
No,
Boogie is good to a certain extent, but he's just such an asshole that no one likes him.
Well,
you know?
It's like, listen, it's like Batman and Robin. You can't have just Robin, but nobody misses the Robin if it's just Batman, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, and people are saying people with very short memories. People with very short memories are going, Chilltown's always just 2 people. It's always just 2 people. And I'm sitting there going, dude, did you not watch season 2? Do you not know who Nicole is?
Yeah.
And she was in there a lot longer and did a lot more damage than Boogie ever did in season 2.
Way more. She was a great player.
Way more.
Great player.
I love Nicole. She's awesome.
So Frank.
Someone's playing the drums at your house.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
I just want to get in on the agreeing.
And Violet also agrees.
Yes, she does. She says, screw you, Mike Boogie. I hope you walk out on Thursday.
Now, James, we talked about this. It's a good time that you came in. If everyone, I kept saying that I thought that Boogie was a mediocre player. I was right with everyone else with season 7, that he rode Will's coattails, so on and so forth. When Boogie walks in, he says, I'm the greatest player ever. I won All-Stars. Dan only won against a bunch of nobodies. Blah, 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 blah. And then, the one move that he did was putting the bug into Danielle's ear to get Janelle out. That's all he's done. I mean, if he's that good of a player, shouldn't he be able to make himself safe and stay this week against Jen?
Yeah, but here's the thing, guys. I was already so hated in the house. I was so hated in the house that it wasn't that big of a move because Danielle already wanted me gone. The only thing he did was get Dan on his side. That's what he did.
I mean, the thing about, you can never, your second time around or third time around, you can't play the same game. Nothing's, hidden anymore. No. The fact that Dan is just, manipulating these newbies is because they're fucking morons. Everyone obviously was scared of Janelle, And that was one of those things where if the opportunity came up, you can't blame anyone in the house for going for it because it's like, okay, this is the most feared woman in Big Brother history. I don't want to go up against her later on. Let's get her out now. You understand that. Boogie's arrogance just completely fucked him, you know, and whether he is good by himself or good without Will or good only when there's a full moon, it doesn't matter. You know, he is up right now against a person who is like a dish towel in that house. You know, she serves like really no purpose. It's like, fuck, one person has a use for it, whoever's doing dishes. And so if these people send Jen home over Boogie, they deserve to have the walls crushed upon them in their sleep because they should not breed or ever walk outside those walls again. That'd be like sending Chicken George home instead of me. And All-Stars, you know what I mean?
So, it's, but, you know, just like anything, it could be done. It could be done. But instead, Boogie's just, what his whole game plan is to piss Jen off, to get her to, like, make, you know, to go off, because she's been going kind of crazy anyway, and then piss people off, and he thinks he'll stay that way. I don't think that if, you know, Jen took a shit in the middle of the living room and wiped it all over the walls, that I would still keep her over Boogie. That's just me, though.
Yeah. I would keep Jen until the very end, because she'd be so easy to beat.
My thing is with Jen is I was watching some of the Showtime After Dark last night, and it was comical because I'm watching this person get so mad that she's nominated, and I'm just like, bitch, are you kidding me? You haven't even been on the show for the first 5 weeks, and now you're pissed off that you're nominated against Boogie, who's already made everybody else mad. It's like, how dumb is she? And Boogie was riling her up good. I'm just like, if I was up, just like when Jace was up against Will, I wanted Will gone, and I told Jace, shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Relax this week. Jen should just sit back, fade into nothing like she's been the entire season, and she would be perfectly fine come Thursday. But now that question is even out there. 100 times out of 100, you are going to send Dr. Will home over Jace. But then when this asshole starts throwing furniture and screaming at everybody, Jace goes home. And now you have Jen against Will, and this technically might even be the same scenario. Because you know the DR would love to see that happen. Production's probably like, if she's really going to open her mouth like this, let's start working some magic. So, I mean, if she goes home, she has no one to blame but her damn self. And I'd have to give props to Boogie if he got it to work, you know, because it's common sense to send Jen home. I mean, it's common sense to send Boogie home.
Send Boogie home, You know, and I think that if Jen fucks this up and ends up going home, not only does she deserve a slap across the face, but both her mother and her father for having her deserve a slap across the face for, you know, birthing such an idiot.
Times like this, and I'm glad I'm on mute. Nothing to say in there.
You know, Portia brought up a quick. I want to touch on
Portia
this really
just eye
quick.
candy right here?
Yes. I'm trying to get her to flash us her tits.
Welcome to the show, James.
Thank you, Portia.
This is what I do. I'm the new person, remember? I'm playing the new person. It's called Another.
Oh, that's right. Still got farther than me, goddammit.
Yeah, but so did Adam.
Get out of here. Get.
Ooh.
I'm not sure how we get from here again.
I want to talk about that really quick because it really pisses off Janelle. Janelle.
What?
Adam, Bacon Boy. Portia, you have to mute. When Bacon Boy tells you, Janelle, I came in third just like you did.
Yeah. I was kind of like, wow, okay, but you understand you don't really have to work to get there, right? There's a difference between players, like, you know, like that. He was obviously dragged to the end because people could beat him very easily. Same with Jerry. Same with Sheila.
Right. Same with Jerry. Same with Sheila. There's quite a number of
Monica.
people.
Yeah.
Tons of
Same
times.
like they're gonna drag.
most of them.
I think. Who do you guys do you think will be this year's Adam? Like the perfect goat to go to the end with? I'm thinking probably Ashley is going to be the perfect person to sit next to in the finals.
Everybody wants her in the final because everybody can beat her.
Everyone can beat her.
Can you imagine this chick's speech at the end? Her speech would be worse than Memphis's speech in season 10. And Memphis had the worst
speech would be about one love and
people?
energy, and then
I had this on my dream board.
Yeah.
Yeah, her dream board. And they might even give her some muscle relaxers beforehand, so she'd just be fucking completely like all out of it.
That would be amazing.
You know, this competition, the HOH competition with the balls, with the fish bowls, you know, where we had 3/4 of them going for safe. We had Boogie going for $10,000. And am I wrong? Was Shane the only person that was actually going for the HOH from the get-go? Was he the only motherfucker that wanted the HOH?
Looked that way. But he's also the only person who knows he's not safe.
He was the only person going for it.
Yeah.
That's it. He was.
Yeah.
This season is so pathetic to me.
Him and Danielle both were. Danielle was pretty far behind him, though.
Oh, Jesus, Danielle.
Yeah, but look at Danielle. I mean, come on. Watching her try to move back and forth was an embarrassment.
I know.
I'm so sick of her DRs. Like, she talks in a baby voice. She's like, oh, my God, it was so hard and this and that. I'm like, you are a crazy bitch.
And they're giving her and they're giving both her and Brittany like a Halo edit. They really are. Yeah. And I don't usually complain about the edits that Big Brother gives people. You know, but this one's bad. I mean, she is so fucking out of her tree. One of the first nights I'm watching her on the feeds, and I'm not lying. People will back me up on this. She's talking to Dan, the Catholic school teacher, who does the Catholics believe in demon and demonic possession. She's actually saying that her father is possessed by the devil. I'm not kidding. I swear. And she literally believes this shit. And Dan's sitting there going, oh, really? Have you seen a priest about this? You know, and I'm listening to
she has the weirdest stories. She told me her cheek was broken twice. Her cheek was broken. Her boyfriend punched her in the face.
Her back has been broken.
She's told me a few really weird stories. Whatever. She's just nuts. Completely nuts.
I have a question. Was Danielle's performance in that HOH competition better or worse than Kalia's in the veto competition where she almost died?
I know.
They had to cut her.
She just didn't want to go and have not.
It was better.
Kalia. You know, there's...
That was Kalia's acting debut. That was really good.
Kalia's
really
good. I have no respect for her game. I have her kicking her dog up against the wall and bragging about it on the show last season.
What?
Yeah, that was really twisted. I read that too.
Yeah, she
beats her 5-pound dog and stuff. That's kind of weird.
She's just.
She was describing when she was training it, I think. And that was like the context. I don't know.
No way.
Training it was what? To be a football?
They didn't speak English. I don't know.
When your dog poops on the rug, you're supposed to kick them against the wall. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't realize that.
Let's talk about that competition in general. Do you think, I mean, they've used that competition more than enough times. I think it needs to go away. Besides the fact that it's a very dangerous competition. Anybody that has done it, Portia's done it, I've done it, it is a very dangerous competition. People fall, and they fall really hard.
I would assume
that competition
it's similar.
has been used so that... Go ahead, Janelle.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I was going to say that the competition looks very similar to what we had to do in the coaches comp with the Kentucky Derby. We had to wear those exact same slippers. We had to be on like a slip and slide thing. It was very, very dangerous. I thought I was going to break my knee or never be able to walk again.
No, but you guys are only around here, so when you fell, it didn't hurt so bad. I fell right on my back, and my leg went through one of the holes. Actually, I wound up hurting my back from that competition.
Really?
Yeah, pretty bad.
We've all been in that backyard, and we all know that it's concrete underneath the motherfucking AstroTurf. There's no padding or anything. It's not like a football field. It's concrete, and when you fall, it fucking hurts, man. During my season, I was very careful because I'm an old motherfucker, and I wanted to make sure I didn't fall. I'd break a hip, man. I would have been out.
Yeah.
So, I'll be the first one to say it. But at least I ran the entire. And the thing is too is those fish bowls keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller every season because in my season it took 5.5 hours. Which was the first time that they used that. 5.5 hours of going back and forth, which was a total of 8 miles to fill that fucking thing up. Where this last one, it only took 1.5 hours from start to finish of this competition.
Yeah.
Not no 5.5 fucking hours. By the time mine was over, everybody was sitting on the side. It was only me and Zach going against each other. Everybody else had quit because they knew they had no shot. So
I have to say goodbye. I have to go. My baby's crawling away, and she's going to go eat the dog food, so I got to go. Thanks for having me, Dick.
Bye, Janelle.
Bye,
guys.
Bye.
Don't forget to use your Mary Kay stuff. Oh, she's gone.
You will. Look at MaryKay.com, smell the soundtrack. But I feel like I am.
Oh, there it is.
I was going to say, Dick, that competition is kind of like Allison on Big Brother 4. It's old, it's used up, and anyone that's going to try to do it is bound to get themselves hurt. It's just my take.
No, absolutely. I completely agree. And I think that I was really hoping since Michael was gone this year, and went to Glass House, I was hoping that the new crew that they brought in, new crew producers, and whoever's in charge of these competitions was going to have some new ideas, and they would come up with some really creative competitions, and they haven't at all. They're reusing the same shit over and over and over again. And I mean, come on already, really, come on.
They're trying to spend as much money. They're trying to save as much money as possible. Hey, Portia, will you tell that guy behind you he missed a spot?
He totally didn't.
I didn't hear why.
But they're just trying to save as much money as possible in these competitions. They recycle everything. Fuck, they're recycling house guests. You know what I mean? It's I think that Allison knows that the time is coming to where this little Big Brother train might have run its course. They're not willing to change things up to where they have to adapt to keep up with, other shows. They try bringing in crazier house guests and doing more insane antics, but that's not what Big Brother is about. Big Brother is a strategy game based on mental manipulation, and it's just one of those things where they're trying to make it like a VH1 or an MTV show. And that's why I think the show is failing. You're putting on people like Jen, Joe, that don't want to play the game, that just want to show up there and scream into the fucking DR. We see them every year. Instead of putting on your Dr. Wills, your Dans, it's become like how you have your Howies on there. They want to shout and create this sort of persona so they can, a year selling some stupid ass product. No offense to my boy Howie, but it's gone away from a strategy game. Look at season 3. Everyone in there was playing hardcore. Even season 5 for the most part. Season 6, you had your few. But then after All Stars, it just became like a VH1 show. And I think that it's steadily gone downhill. Look at season 9. You know what I mean? That was a catalyst for the bullshit. In my own personal motherfucking
I completely
opinion.
agree with the season 9 casting, where they were trying to get people to fuck in the house, and boy, did that backfire on them. Everyone was fucking, and I was sitting there on house calls, saying, and these people, the producers of House Calls, were having a fucking heart attack every time I walked in the studio because they were afraid that I was going to say something that was going to get them fired. And I didn't give a fuck because CBS wasn't paying me, dog shit to do this show. I think it was like $250 a show is what they were paying me to do House Calls. I'm getting them 3 million viewers a show, and they're paying me $250 a show. And it was just, I said that if I wanna see people fuck, I'm gonna rent a porn and watch people who I wanna see fuck, not these people I don't want to see naked or fucking. Season 9.
Hey,
was like
turn your TV off,
aberration.
then, man. I didn't even watch season 9 because it was just one of those train wrecks going downhill. I didn't want to see the collision.
It was terrible.
Woo-hoo.
So,
yeah.
I was going to talk about Herpygate with Brittany and Janelle, but Janelle left, where Brittany's parents have gone onto her Twitter, and they're threatening everyone. They've even called CBS because Janelle said that she went into Brittany's bag and found some herpy cream. And so now they're threatening CBS. They're going to sue CBS. They're going to sue anybody that's talking about it for slander and all this other stuff. And so I'm talking about it. Please sue me. I'm just reporting what what's been said. So,
which is funny because I was talking to a house guest. Oh, and I guess this started at 4:00 Central Time, Dick for brains, instead of 5:00 Central Time. But you should learn your time zones. Unless you didn't want me, bitch. I was talking to a house guest from this season, and they were telling me that all the girls had to sign, like, STD and herpes waivers. And I'm like, that shit didn't happen on our season. And either one of them, we didn't have to sign waivers
season?
about.
Oh,
don't worry about that, motherfucker.
You're talking to Kara, weren't you?
No, man, I don't talk to Kara. I talk to all the past house guests. And,
Kara's nice. I like her, James. I root Shakira.
Now, don't start rumors. Don't start rumors. I'm going to start getting tweets from mad people like talking shit. Portia, you're still my favorite. Don't worry. First of all, I'm not saying who it is because it's not like that. But anyways, the point of Herpygate is that I've never heard of anyone have to sign that before. Did they do that on your guys' seasons?
I don't remember. There was such a stack of shit.
There's like medical forms, but there wasn't like specific stuff. No.
Right. See, that's something new.
That's just CBS because you fucked somebody on the show that gave you herpes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they have
rubbers. They give you condoms.
I
gotta go buy some more.
I never even saw a dental dam before I went into that house.
Me either. I think we showed America.
I don't know. So, the double eviction coming up. My prediction, James, you were with me last year when I was doing the RTV zones. You know that I was dead on the money when I called Danielle and Jeff out on the double eviction. This year, I'm calling Boogie and Dan out. I think that Frank and Shane have been passing the HOH back and forth, and it's Frank's turn to be HOH after his alliance member is booted. So I think that there's a goddamn good chance that Dan goes home because Frank wanted to put Dan up last week and Boogie fucked that up. Who's your prediction to go for the first and second eviction, James?
I'm actually hoping that Boogie pulls this move off just because I think that would be one of the most amazing moves in the fucking history of Big Brother if he can save himself. Not that it's possible, but if he did, that'd be so badass. I mean, you have to respect, even if you don't like Boogie as a person, as a player, whatever.
Absolutely.
If you pull off a move, you have to respect that move. Not that that's going to happen, but if he does, that's badass. I'm thinking either Dan or Brittany. But then again, you have to understand, whoever gets HOH, because a lot of times if you get one of these knuckleheads for HOH, it's quick. Like it always seems to be the knucklehead, too, that wins it, because it's a random draw, something stupid is done quick and fast.
I was the knucklehead that won it in my season.
Well, like I said, knucklehead. it's like I was looking at Chicken George on All Stars, and he's like nominates me and his best friend Erica, and then nominates the person he's in the alliance with. So to send home, which is Howie after I won veto. So it was like it could be a toss-up, man. We could see something this be like a wasted double eviction where you end up getting like Ashley gone or Joe gone just because something, but the mentors in there, that wouldn't happen. So in all reality, instead of me just talking around in fucking circles like a jagoff, I think Brittany might be the second one. I'm not sure who goes home first. I'm thinking Brittany. Dan's still 2 in there.
No, I think if Frank's in there and he puts up, if Frank wins and he puts up the right people, if Frank was to win and he was to put up Ian next to Dan, or
would he put
somebody
up Ian?
else that would be. What's that?
Would he put up Ian, you think?
As a pawn? Why not? I would. I think that if Ian wins the HOH, Ian, you're going to watch his head explode. I don't think
Ian's not going to win the HOH because he won't.
I don't think so either. He doesn't seem to be good under pressure. He's a smart kid, but everybody goes, "Oh, if it's questions." Well, we've had a number of competitions with questions already that he hasn't done well in. It's a difference when you're answering questions, sitting there talking to people, and when you're answering questions when Julie's going, Ian, we need an answer now. Ian, we need an answer. There's pressure involved, so that's a whole different story. So,
he'd piss himself on national television if he won HOH.
Yes. Portia, who do you have for a double eviction? Who's your prediction?
First, and then I think it'll either be Boogie. Boogie goes first on Thursday, and then I don't know, depending on if it's either Danielle or Frank that wins the HOH. I mean, Danielle could win it because it's questions, but then I think it's either going to be Joe or Dan. Frank wins. I think it's going to be Joe. Danielle wins it. Frank wins it. I think it's going to be Dan, and then Danielle wins it. It's going to be Joe.
I think Joe would be a waste Joe would be a waste, to be honest with you. I think that, I had so many people on my ass saying that Boogie is like the greatest player after he helped get Janelle evicted. But yet, I'm sitting there during that week saying, where was your great player of the week before, when Frank would have been like the best blindside of probably all time, and neither one of them saw it coming. Now Boogie's on the block after he's being a cocky asshole with taking the 10 grand. If Boogie is this great player, I expect Boogie to survive this week, and I don't think it's going to happen.
That's a pretty tough order to survive this week based on where he's at. But my thing is that we're overlooking the fact that right now, if Boogie does go, Jen is going to be so hated by these people in the house. She'd be perfect to go home in that double eviction. And I'm saying if Jen doesn't go home first, she goes home second in double eviction. Because that'd be the perfect out for one of these pussies to not make a real game move, but to just say Jen is blah, 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 blah. I'm saying Jen's my second because someone random and retarded, or I hate using that word, someone random and short bus is going to jump on there, win HOH, and they'll use it to send Jen home.
I don't mind saying it at all because if anyone watch it is so fucking retarded that they don't understand the difference between saying retarded to someone that's being a stupid jackass and some kid that has Down syndrome, they need to be smacked in the head. So I don't really give a shit.
With their cats.
Stuff. Yeah, with their own cats. Last thing I wanted to cover is Ian.
I like that part, with cats.
With cats. Ian brings up, Ian has been, I'm going to take credit for this. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Ian has been on my Twitter, and James, I've been saying this for a long time. Anytime anyone asks me about Big Brother All-Stars 2, I've been saying for years that there's not going to be an All-Stars 2. If they did anything, they would give it a theme, and bring back, returning cast. But they're not going to call it an All-Stars 2 because they've never done All-Stars 2 in Survivor or Amazing Race or any other thing. They would give it a theme. And I've even, the good versus evil thing has been online floating around for how many years now? I mean, really.
I would say, dude, smart versus dumb.
Thank you. Then I can... Bye.
So which side would you be on, James? Smart or dumb?
Dude, Allison Grodner is not putting me back anywhere near that lot. I could have won season 6 and All-Stars, and she would still not even put me. Every time I walk into LAX, I get a stay-away order from some sheriff, and he's like, "You are not allowed within 500 yards of the Radford lot." Just kidding for all you people taking that serious, but yeah.
But everybody's
if
giving
I ever get a call
credit for this.
James back on Big Brother. I would expect them to like drop me out of a helicopter somewhere into the ocean.
Well, you have to remember, though, if they're going to continue, there's a very good possibility that they are going to continue with the returning players, because that is a complete and a running theme for Survivor, and has been now a running theme for Amazing Race as well. Whether they're bringing past Survivors on with Ethan and Jenna, with Jeff and Jordan, with Rachel and Brendan, with this one and that one, plus they had the Second Chances season. Now they're doing it with Big Brother because they're running out of ideas. So Ian brings up the thing that he read online about good versus evil. And do you see evil, Ian?
Depends on how the season goes.
I don't see it.
Bird?
Lucky birdie guy? No way.
I think evil Ian has as much of a chance of happening as nice Dr. Will. We could catch little bits and pieces every day for you. But you
all right, Blair. Thank you. And while it's a red light, I'm going to say bye so you guys can hear me at least say that.
Okay, we will catch you next time.
All right.
Not at the coffee shop. Or
getting back to my corner.
That's right.
Bye.
See you later, Portia.
And don't forget, Portia, Janelle, and I will be in Winnipeg on September 6th, making an appearance at the ranch. It will be a blast. We're looking forward to it.
And check it out.
We will see all you Canadian motherfuckers up there.
Woo! Hey, Canada. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye. Peace. All right, now we got some peace and quiet. And what didn't we go over that you would like to talk about, James, before we call this a show?
On your show for treating us to dinner and drinks when I was in Denver last week. That was very nice of you. So everyone that thinks that Evil Dick is just this evil bad man, he was a very nice guy.
No, the very least I could do. I mean, you've been a great supporter. Right, really, you've been a great supporter, helping me out, getting these shows off the ground from the beginning. You've been there from the beginning, starting last Big Brother season. And you've been there like almost every single week for the last 2 seasons, and I appreciate it. So, of course, I'm going to buy you dinner.
I need a life.
And what's that?
I said I need a life.
Well, what this is, this gives everybody, especially like the regular, like you and June, that actually have opinions that people value and want to hear. Me so much, I think just people like to hear me talk and just go off about shit. But it gives us kind of a platform where we can like interact with each other, have some fun, talk some shit about the season, whether it be good, whether it be bad, whether we like the people on it, whether we hate the people on it, where we really don't have that any other place. And and the fans like it, so.
It's funny because a lot of people ask me why I'm so critical of like the stuff that goes on Big Brother. And I mean, I had never seen the show before I got cast. Season 6 was my first season. I've only watched like 5 episodes of All Stars. But the show was something that I became a huge fan of. And like competition has always been something that's like been in my blood since I was a kid. And it's when you see certain things and you've been in there like you have and I have, and you see like different types of manipulation by production or canceling evictions or things like that, it gets you angry because you know that as much as everyone's like, oh, that helped out their favorite player or this or that, that's not the point. A competition, a game is supposed to be essentially fair on the same levels for everybody. And if I'm going to, I don't want to win because I was given an advantage. I want to win because I beat every single person that I competed against. I want to win because they fucked up and I pushed through. I don't want it to be where I'm going home and all of a sudden I stumble into a Pandora's box and it's like, hey, James, here's your diamond power of fuck all the house guests. You know, and that's what to me has been so frustrating. And that's why I think that I am so critical, but also I'm pretty sarcastic about it. I love the show. I love the idea. I just want to see people that go in there. No one's given anything different. You have your veto. You have your HOH. Get it done. Play the game. If you lose, you lose. Plain and simple.
The fairness has gone out of the game a long time ago. The fairness went out of the game when Arnold Shapiro left
All-Stars.
the game. I mean, you know it.
Yeah, when Arnold Shapiro left, we're just like, huh?
And people that are watching don't know, we're talking about Arnold Shapiro was the -- executive producer from seasons 2 through season 7. And he, because the ratings were sliding, he was given a one last chance with the season 7. The ratings didn't come up, so they got rid of Arnold, who actually right now, do you know he's still doing the Scared Straight? Now it's Beyond Scared Straight, which is on A&E, I believe. That's his show.
No, I know that was one of. He did a lot of. I think didn't he start Cops too? Or one of those shows he started.
But I know the
what a lot of fans don't.
Scared Straight, all that. They're going into their next season on A&E is about to start. So I'm pushing that.
That's
and
awesome.
John Kroll. John Kroll is a good friend of both of ours, right? You know John?
Yep.
And John has that the week the women left on Lifetime or
Lifetime.
You guys will have to look it up. But it's
Lifetime
a show
or
where
Oxygen, one of those.
Yeah, one of the women's channels where all the women leave the town and the men are like left to fend for themselves. John Kroll's a great guy. He was another old executive producer of Big Brother that's gone on, and that's his show. So check that out as well. And the more, the manipulation, the more that comes in, would help them out on the ratings. But, you want to be, when you win, you want to be the best. At least that's my view. I know that's your view. Someone like, and I'm not ripping on Jordan by saying this, but I don't think that really Jordan knows or cares. I don't think her competitive side is like she wants to be the best. She probably wants to be the most liked. Jeff, on the other hand, would want to be the best. But Jeff is just not good at the game. I mean, they've given Jeff, they gave him the Kude Jeff. They did everything, This is why I like the double evictions, okay? Because this is 1 week that the producers and production can't do a fucking thing to save anyone. There's no time. So this is why Jeff went home last year with the clown shoe that fell out of the bin when the whole competition was, geared towards Jeff winning. He still ended up losing and still went home. And you know that...
Actually, not true.
Go ahead.
On All-Stars, one of the things when we had our double eviction week and it looked like George was going to put up Janelle, they asked George in the diary room, like, George, do you think if you put up Janelle that the same thing's going to happen to your family that happened when you nominated Brittany back in Big Brother 1?
When did they have time to put him in the diary room?
Dude, because it wasn't the same day the double eviction happened. It was, you had your HOH that night and it was one of those tape delayed type things. So when I was in the veto ceremony, they kept me in the veto room for like an hour and a half because there was all the arguing going on in the red room. And I asked Chicken George about it, and Chicken George did a great move by telling Janelle that I told him to put her up, which I actually never mentioned her name. But it was one of those things where after the show, he's like, James, when I met his family and his family told me that they used to hate me and now they like me, blah, 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 blah. He's like, when they asked me in the diary room about was I worried that my family would, have to deal with the same shit that they dealt with when I put Brittany up or nominated Brittany back in season 1, he's like, there was no way I knew at that moment I would never put Janelle up. And I was like, well, I mean, I'm sure that was a legitimate question from production, but that's also kind of fucked up to use somebody's family to manipulate their game move.
Like that, though. They do a lot of stuff like that, and then they use the excuse saying that we just want the house guests to look at things from all angles. And you know, the perfect example of this was last week or the week before, when Dan must have said, I gotta be careful about being backdoored like 500 fucking times in the DR. Why would he say that? Because they're asking him over and over and over and over again in the DR, well, aren't you worried about being backdoored? Are you thinking that Frank might want to backdoor you? Over and over and over. They're drilling it into his head. So he's like thinking, oh, motherfucker, I guess they are thinking about backdooring me. So they have like 10 million sound bites to use in the show. And I fucking hate that.
Yeah, of course.
And this is one of the reasons that I stopped. After I had it set up one week where Danielle ended up having the entire house flipped on me and Danielle. But I had Eric voted out. I had the votes to get rid of him, but he was America's player. CBS was making a lot of money with the 99 cents a text message, and people liked making Eric do stupid things, whether it be getting in bed with Joe or him imitating me or putting mustard on a shirt or whatever the other fucking stupid shit was that they made Eric do. They didn't want Eric to leave. Right? Oh, then they had to do the hug with Kale. Yeah, there was a bunch of stupid shit. But I had Eric voted out, and production in the diary room convinced a number of people, including Dustin and Amber, to keep Eric, even after I had, that whole scene where Amber went off on Eric. I won't even go into the whole thing. Eric was gone. Production saved Eric. That's when I learned that I went too early with it, and I gave it too many days for both him and production to fix what I had fucked up and had lined up. So from that point on, I would make deals like 10 minutes before they make you sit down on the couches for the live eviction vote. And I would bring someone into one of the bedrooms, close the door, and say, listen, this is the deal. Take it or you're going home. And I would lay out a deal. And we would make these deals at the last minute. And right after I did that the first time, they call me in the diary room. They're like, Dick, can you do us a favor and at least let us know if you're going to be doing one of these deals so we can get it into the show? And I turn around and I go, fuck you. It's my job to win this. It's your job to put the show together. I'm not telling you shit. You guys work it out. Fuck you. And literally, that's what I told them. And I started doing that every single week so they couldn't fuck with what I was setting up.
Yeah, it's funny because when I was talking to Danielle last year, before she went in, Janelle and Boogie this year, it was like, I'm like, if you guys are going to pull big moves on whoever you think is production's favorite, you know it has to be done at the veto meeting. You can't tell anyone a damn thing. It has to be a complete surprise because the moment you give them ammunition, if it's not in their plans, you're done. And I'm like, HOH competitions that are question and answers, production hears everybody studying. If they want Dick to win and he's counting the number of fringes on his curtains, they're going to ask questions about the number of fringes on the curtains because they hear you studying that. If they're going to ask me how many bodies I got in the closet, they know how many bodies I got in the closet because that's what I've been counting the whole time. So whoever they want to win, and I'm like, you need to listen to those things. If you hear one people studying and production's asking them questions based on that, your HOH questions based on what you heard another group studying, you better know that it is in your best interest to kiss the fucking ass out of that group or at least get in there and see what the hell is going on. Those are the biggest telltales of what's going on in that house. HOH questions and what the diary room is asking you. Don't worry about anybody else. Just listen to those and learn from that. That's the best advice I can give anyone going into Big Brother.
But you also know you know as well as I do that I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I believe that a lot of those questions have two answers. And depending on who answers which way is which answer is going to give. That's number one. Number two is when they do these competitions, a lot of these competitions, they give you a packet of envelopes. Have you ever hosted one of those question competitions?
No. I only hosted, I think, my funeral on season 6, and then I don't really think I hosted a lot of competitions. I was always in them saving my fucking ass.
Well, when I won the
but I had the
double
balls.
eviction, the double eviction, yeah, the Vito balls, or OTAB. When I won the double eviction, I was HOH for like 4 hours before like the next HOH at that night. There was an HOH, there was an eviction. I won HOH. The first one we got rid of Jessica. The second one we got rid of Eric. Then there was a HOH competition that night, and there was we were at the Final Four with me, Jamaica, Zach, and Danielle. It was questions that was in a pyramid that all went up. For every right answer, they went up a step. Jamaica wasn't even in it. They gave me a packet of envelopes about this thick, and they would say, "All right, Dick, can you grab envelope number 5 and read it as if it's question number 3?" And that's how it went. Yeah, absolutely. And when it came down to it, and Zach and Danielle were one step away from the top, for whoever got the next one was going to win. Then they had me grab an envelope that had a true or false answer, and it was the easiest question out of the bunch because they wanted the tiebreaker. So I do believe that there's 2 answers. And, you know as well as I do with the season 9, is there another secret relationship in this house? And they say,
the hamster
yes.
question?
The guinea pigs, yes.
Guinea pigs, whatever the fuck, rodents. Yeah.
Very, very unfair.
I mean,
so anyhow,
like I said, for those of us who've been in there and then had to fight to live and fight to survive, we watch things like this. And this is no knock. I mean, like I said, I like Adam. No knock against Adam, but for someone like that, you may have made it Final 3, but you didn't have to fight to get there. So those of us that fought I got evicted on day 62 both times, but I fought every single week. And it was one of those things where when you see stuff like that, it angers you, not because the person you like went home, but because it looks like there's something going on where somebody was not given their fair chance. If, the idiot finally gets lucky, then that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be anything more than that.
I completely agree. And I think
we'll stop beating that dead horse.
I think it angers both of us because we really do like this show. We really want to see it continue. We want to see it more on a level, fair basis. And I think that's what irritates both of us. And I think that's one thing that we have very much in common with each other. We're going to call this a wrap. And that's it. So thanks once again, James. Are you friends with Marvin?
Yes, love Marvin.
Marvin will be joining us on Thursday for the
Damn, I can't do Thursday. Maybe
double eviction? You're not going to be here?
No, man.
Oh, he's thinking
I'm
about
booked
it now.
all night long.
Okay. Well, I will miss you on Thursday. Marvin will be here. I'm doing a one-on-one with Dr. Will on Saturday that I'll probably post up there on Sunday. So this week should be some good ticket nights. Thanks again for joining me. And you want to go ahead and plug your 3 Men in a Booth? Go ahead.
Oh, I mean, you're so kind. So if you don't know, because for some reason only my tweets that are about Big Brother get paid attention to, I host a show on NBC's Nonstop channel. If you go to the 3 Guys in a Booth page, that's the letter 3 Guys in a Booth page on Facebook, they have all the different channels, because we're national now. We went national in February. Talk show I host. And there's a charity event coming up in September also that Cassie and her father are hosting for this girl who's lost several limbs. I'm going to be posting a lot of information on Facebook and Twitter coming up. So if it's one of those things, if you're in the Texas area.
Cassie was on last season. Cassie was the model that
no one can forget. No one can forget Cassie being on last season.
Well, if you have a penis, you're not going to forget her, but most of the viewers are women.
Correct.
And people have very short memories, especially with the people that go out early. So Cassie was out early last season, but Cassie is very, very cool. And what she's doing with this charity event is a very cool thing as well. So,
yeah, her father kind of is the one that started it, and they have so many different things that are going on. There's all sorts of Blue October donated some autograph stuff, maybe I think it might be a guitar. There's a whole bunch of different music groups and sports professionals that have all donated a bunch of stuff for this auction, and it's going down next month. I'll have all the details soon. I should have them on me, but I didn't expect to get this time to plug anything. So I'll have it all ready for the next show.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime you need to, you want to plug anything, just let me know, and yeah, you got the floor. So thanks again, James. I will see you again soon.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Thanks you guys for tuning in, and I will be talking shit to you, everybody, on Twitter soon. So, peace.
Oh, I think Jeff is so much better than Dick.
I was just making a comment that he's just not getting the views. I'm like, where's all the cat ladies at? The cat ladies are disappearing because his shows are just not getting the views. That's all I said.
I love Jeff. He was a great host. Jeff's
a nice
Three
guy.
Guys in a Booth a couple times.
Really nice guy.
Great host. I just don't think he watches Big Brother. You know.
That's what people used to say about Gretchen.
Wretched? Nah, I didn't like her. Wretched. Wretched is what I used to call her.
Anyways,
we're out, guys.
I will talk about Marcellus another time. All right, thanks. Peace.